What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another post game here on Met Central, and the Mets lose 6-2 to the Toronto Blue Jays. Before we jump into everything, leave a like on the video if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Mets fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live on the channel. I'm not even mad because I gotta be honest, I lost focus after the third inning. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend. Call me fake, call me whatever. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I was so locked into this game beyond the third inning, because I'm at the point where I know the deal. Because this offense, like I said, the winning masked a lot of problems. And the offense being the biggest problem of them all. I have so many questions. And my first one would probably be, why is it that DJ Stewart, Francisco Alvarez, and Eddie Alvarez are hitting 7, 8, 9 in the order? You are asking for a 1-2-3 inning, and you know what? I guess fine. Stewart and Alvarez both got hits, but they still got 2 strikeouts. And then on top of that, you know, again, runners in scoring position, don't capitalize there. And you're at a point where, when is it going to be time for one? I'm asking for one bat to get hot besides Francisco Lindor, who still has been consistent for the most part, even though he, you know, went like 15 at bats without a hit or whatever it was. I'm waiting for somebody. And then David Peterson did what pretty much I expected, because at some point it was going to be this way with David Peterson, and it's the unfortunate part. I hope this isn't the start of the regression, because I've been one of the people, I've been one of the villains, if you will, that has said, all right, you're getting the results from Peterson, but there is stuff that backs up that it's not going to be sustainable, and I am praying that this is not the case. And it just drives me insane, because he legitimately had his best start his last time out. And I was like, wow, maybe he's going to start to attack hitters with the fastball. Maybe he's going to start pounding the zone, and he's going to start getting swing and miss stuff. And then all of a sudden, we're looking at a different David Peterson. And instead, I watched a David Peterson that couldn't locate the strike zone one bit. I mean, this was just terrible. And I don't know why he underutilizes four-seam in the first place. I get that it was looking a bit flat at times, and I think it was even getting hit a bit hard at times. But again, I would rather see him try to go down with the swing and miss stuff versus allowing hard contact left and right. And I get that there was poor defense behind him, but again, that backs up the point that a lot of Met fans have been saying with David Peterson. That hasn't been the popular thing because he's getting the results, but it's the truth, where he's getting some quality defense behind him, and all of a sudden he doesn't get that. And you know what I'm saying? And it just sucks too, because the first inning, it looked like maybe the Mets were going to right the wrongs with the offense, if you will, because they get back-to-back singles from Lindor and Winker. Vientos, though, strikes out. Alonso hits into what should have been a double play, but ends up being a force out. Brandon Nimmo gets a single. Thankfully, he moved down in the order. I keep him down there. I know he got the RBI single. Keep him down there in the order. JD Martinez grounds out. We go to the bottom of the first, where George Springer gets a single. Dalton Varsho hits into a force out, which this Dalton Varsho force out, why did Pete hesitate at first base? I'm trying to understand what was going through his head when he couldn't decide, do I throw the ball to second, or do I step on first then throw the ball to second? Step on the bag and throw the ball. This game from Pete Alonso was the most infuriating game I've seen him play in a Mets uniform. And there's been so many you could point at this year. This one, though, it sticks out like a sore thumb, not just because it's recent, but because it was really ugly both in the field and at the dish with some of those at-bats. I mean, he had that one at-bat where he was fouling everything off and then goes down looking. He goes down looking. The bottom of the first, though, Vlad walks, and then Kirk hits into a double play. We go to the second inning, where we're letting Chris Bassett, we're in a world where Chris Bassett's striking out the side in 2024. And I'm just sitting here like, we had this Bassett in September, but is it Bassett, or is it the fact that DJ Stewart and both Alvarez's were hitting at that point of in that point of time? Who knows? But Clement gets on from an error, then a wild pitch by Peterson. Horwitz walks, Schneider strikes out, and then Jimenez gets a single, and then he gets the next 2 outs. But I said then that Peterson looks terrible. Like, and this is why I've never been on the Peterson hype train, and I had people being like, oh, because of one unearned run, you're going to get on him? Oh, just you wait for how this one goes. But third inning, Lindor walks, back-to-back groundouts from Winker and Vientos. Alonso gets hit by a pitch. Nimmo strikes out. We go to the bottom of the third, where, again, this is where you have the example as to why I was not on the hype train. Varsho with a single, Guerrero grounds out, Kirk with a double to make it 2-1. Clement singles, Horwitz pops out, and then Schneider with a triple, 4-1. Jimenez gets hit by a pitch because Peterson, this was my problem too. Forget just about the one unearned run. He couldn't locate the zone, and he was all over the map with the pitches. I don't understand what happened here. I really don't. And, you know, as much as I say Peterson is sometimes a merchant of quality defense, I gave him credit where it's due. His control was a lot better throughout some of the past few starts. Tonight, we saw a lot of flashbacks to what was the ugly with David Peterson. Leo Jimenez, though, gets hit by a pitch, and then a single by Loper Fido, and that made it 5-1. I don't even know if I said his last name right, but regardless, we're going to roll with it. Springer flies out. We go to the top of the fourth, where Martinez flies out, Stewart strikes out, and then Alvarez with a single, because I'm glad our power-hitting catcher is a singles merchant now. Eddie Alvarez grounds out. We go to the bottom of the fourth, where Peterson at least gets a 1-2-3 inning, but again, it's just all contact on these outs he's getting. Fifth inning, Lindor flies out. Winker gets hit by a pitch. Vientos strikes out. Alonso grounds out. Bottom of the fifth, a fly out single, and then Brazaban has to come in. Thank hits. Tyler McGill gave length last night out of the bullpen, because you only got 4 1/3 from David Peterson. Not going to cut it in September, and I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt because, oh, he's been getting good results and he's been the most consistent starter. We're in a pennant race here. If Jacob deGrom could face criticism amongst myself and Met fans in 2022 for his start against the Oakland A's, then we could very well criticize David Peterson for coming up itty-bitty against this Toronto Blue Jays lineup that Tyler McGill managed to torch. It's just the truth. Brazaban got 2 outs, but walked the batter in there. It is what it is. Top of the 6th inning, Nimmo lines out. Martinez lines out. Stewart with a single. Alvarez strikes out. We go to the bottom of the 6th, where Springer flies out. Jesse Winker, it's an adventure watching him out there in the outfield. Varsho pops out. Guerrero with a single. Ends up getting picked off, though, at second base. And we go to the 7th inning, the top of the 7th, where Iglesias hits a double, which he should be starting. And I'm sitting here questioning again. This is just a rant video. I mean, I'm just so annoyed with a loss like this. But, like, why are we still caring about lefty-righty splits? Put your best hitters in the lineup. Jose Iglesias being one of them. Gets a double. Lindor flies out. Tyrone Taylor comes up the pitch hit. He walks. And I'm like, this is it. This is your chance of a comeback if you want one. Zach Pop comes into the game, and there's a pass ball to score a run. Do damage. And Vientos 3-0 takes a pitch. Should have been a ball, but he flies out. And then Alonso fouling pitch after pitch, only to go down looking on a pitch at the edge of the zone on the outside part of the plate. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. 7th inning, though. Damage was done at that point, really. Kirk flies out. Clement with a triple. Alex Young comes in, allows a double, gets the next 2 outs. Mets go down in order in the 8th. 9th inning, there was a double and then a walk. Varsho strikes out, a double play as Ottavino came in. At least Ottavino got to work, I guess, and you got to save some bullets with the rest of your bullpen. Chad Green comes in, 1-2-3 inning, and you lose this game. Terrible. 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. I don't know what you want me to say. Oh, that hasn't been said in this video. This offense needs to get their shit together because this is feeling like 2022 at times all over again, where once your pitchers allow a certain amount of runs, it's like it feels like the game's over because the offense is just not coming through for you. And I feel like a broken record, though, at this point, because I've said it every single post-game virtually for the past 2-3 weeks, maybe even month. Sean Manaea goes on the mound tomorrow. I expect him to pitch a gem, and I expect better from this offense. And I know that Francis has been good for the Blue Jays, but I demand a series win against this team. The Atlanta Braves beat this team in a series. There's no excuse for you. There isn't. And all these wins matter, and now they're tied with the Atlanta Braves tonight after this loss, which really puts a dent into this loss even more. But that's going to be it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a like if you haven't. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live, and I'll see you in the next one.